Hi, Bill here. I had a person, Catherine, reach out to me interested in this 1951 Singer 221 Featherweight that's listed on my online store, featherweightguy.com. And I told her I could make her a video showing it sewing and the stitch quality. So thought maybe some more of you would be interested in that. So I'll walk you through this little demonstration. All right, let's just start with what I sell as a complete machine. So this is, of course, the machine itself. It's in its original finish, original decals. The decals are really in fantastic shape on this one. And the finish overall is beautiful. It's got a nice shine to it. Its only blemish is that there are some scratches in the bed. I don't know if those will show up on camera. But a lot of those fine scratches on the extension and a couple of deeper scratches here to the right of the needle plate. They're not all the way through the paint, so it's still black and it still looks really, really nice, but it's not perfect. Included with the machine, of course, is the original foot controller. It's been completely rewired, been restored, polished. New cord set I get from the Featherweight shop. I like to put cord keepers on all of my cord sets, just a little something extra. Of course, this snaps up here into the case. That's where you store the foot controller. Also over here, I have the original green Singer accessory box and all of the correct accessory presser feet that originally shipped with a Singer Featherweight. And the two Singer screwdrivers, the small screwdriver for adjusting the tension and the larger screwdriver. 5 spare bobbins, that's the way Singer sold them, and the original owner's manual. So it is a complete machine. So what I'm going to do here in just a moment is plug it in, and we're going to thread it up, wind a bobbin, and do some test stitching. Let me just point out a couple of other things here. The case is really, really in nice shape. There's no tears. The fabric is completely intact inside. I always ship my machines with the key that will work the locks. So this case is really quite nice. I also, like Singer did from the factory, I put double thickness cardboard. This is cut exactly like an original in the bottom of the case. And that's a really good thing to keep in there, because when the machine is sitting in the case, then it's sitting on the bottom, supported by the whole bottom of the machine rather than by the bed cushions, which can flatten over time. So Singer shipped them that way. I shipped them that way as well. And let me point out something unique on this machine is it has quite a bit of the what they call Blackside chrome that Singer used. I'm not quite sure what Singer's rationale was, but I think it's quite nice. So rather than the kind of bright shiny chrome, it's a black chrome finish, and people call it Blackside chrome. So here on the presser adjuster, you'll see it, the wheel on the bobbin winder, the washer and the bracket for the bobbin tension assembly, the screw for the presser foot, the thread cutter, a couple of the screws are Blackside chrome, including the bed extension screws. And then over here, this particular hammer presser foot is Blackside chrome, and both of the screwdrivers are Blackside chrome. I don't think I have ever seen a machine with as much Blackside chrome as this one has, and I think it's kind of a nice touch. So let me go ahead here then and plug it in, and we'll do a little demonstration of how it stitches. All right, so I've got it plugged in. We can see now the light works. I put in these warm color LED bulbs. They're great because they don't generate heat. You don't have to worry about burning yourself on the light housing. First thing I like to do is show you what the motor sounds like, and I'm just going to take the belt off. I use these Singer super belts. They're stretchy, and it's very easy to remove the belt. So I'm just going to... The motors run really, really well when they have no load on them. That's when they'll build their highest speed. So you can hear how nicely that motor sounds. That motor has been disassembled. It's got new brushes, new grease wicks. It's been completely cleaned. It has new lead wires coming off it. So that motor is going to be good for a very long time. Let's put the belt back on. And first thing I'm going to do is unlock the stop motion button here so that the hand wheel will freewheel like you would wind a bobbin. And so there's what it sounds like under the load of just the hand wheel. which that's perfect. So let's wind a bobbin. I'm going to be using some white fabric for my demo. I've got yellow thread in this bobbin, and we're going to actually use that bobbin. I just want to show you how the bobbin winder works. And I'm going to use pink thread in the top. So here's how you wind the bobbin. You go across through this thread guide and down through the bobbin tension assembly. The bobbin winder on a featherweight hinges up and down. It's got a lot of tension on it, which it's supposed to. We're going to put the bobbin, doesn't matter which side, on here, and we'll run the thread up and through one of the holes, okay, and then push it down in contact with the wheel, and then we can let it wind the bobbin. And when this is in the right position, the bobbin will wind pretty evenly. If it's winding more on one side than the other, you loosen this screw down here and you can move the bobbin tension assembly left or right so you get an even bobbin wind. Of course, you can see that's winding very nicely in the current position. So I'm going to now tighten the stop motion thing. We're going to take this thread off. I'm going to thread the machine up, put the yellow bobbin in, and we're going to stitch. All right, you can see I've reset the camera to get a little closer for you. The way we thread this, first of all, you need the machine in the right position. You want the presser foot up, and you want the needle all the way at the top and the lifter lever at the top. So there is the position you want to be in for winding, or excuse me, for threading the machine. The needles, when you put a new needle in, the needle has a flat spot on it, and that flat spot goes to the left. And an easy way to remember it is that the shape of the needle with its roundness and a flat spot is the same as the needle plate. So let that needle plate be your guide. I'm going to put the needle back in with the flat part facing forward. You go all the way to the top and you tighten the little thumb screw. So that needle is now in correctly. So to thread it, we go through this thread guide. We go down here and around the tension discs, or through the tension discs. The check spring comes up, excuse me, we go up here, and this is now in the check spring. Oops, excuse me. There we are. And we go behind that thread guide, through the take-up lever. There's a thread guide on the needle plate, excuse me, on the front cover plate. There's another thread guide down here on the bottom of the cover plate. And there is a small thread guide at the top of the needle. And then, very, very important, we thread from the inside out on a featherweight. So let's see how well I can do here getting that needle threaded. All right, I've got my scrap of fabric here. I'm just going to fold it in half, put it under here, lower the presser foot, and let's give a little stitch. And we'll get to the top of the stroke, and we can then pull it out. And there's a nice, very nice looking stitch, top and bottom. I can see the bobbin, the top thread on the bobbin side. And the yellow is a little harder to see, but the yellow is definitely showing there. What you want to do is go to the middle and pull this apart. And what you want to see is about the same amount of top and bottom thread in your stitch. And that looks really, really nice. So we know it's stitching nicely here. So let's do a couple of other things here. Let's demonstrate some different stitch lengths. So there's the coarsest, and I'm going to go up to a very fine. And reverse. Okay, let's see how that looks. I'm not a very good sewer, but you can see we've got a very, very close together stitch when I had it set super fine. There's the top side, excuse me, there's the bottom side of that. So that's all working as it should. Let's now, that's 2 layers of fabric. Let's fold that in half to 4, and then in half again. Excuse me, that's 2, that's 4, and that's 8 layers of fabric. And we're going to go to about 8 stitches per inch. And we'll get to the top of the stroke. Take that out. And you can see that it had no difficulty going through 8 layers. There's the top, there's the bottom. Let's go one more time. Let's go half again and go through 16 layers of fabric. You probably won't normally be stitching that much, but the machine has no problem going right through that. And there's our top, there's our bottom. So the machine is doing exactly as it should. It's making a really nice stitch. And it's ready to go home and do some quilting or stitching of whatever flavor you like at your home. So thank you very much.